Hi, East Texas. Thanks for checking in with us here at CBS 19 Plus. We've got a warmer, or I should say cooler week ahead. We had a warmer week last week, and now things are changing. We've got cooler north winds, lower humidity, and it should be a very pleasant week. As you'll note, yesterday was very hot, 96 ahead of the cold front that came in last night. I think we're going to be more in line with the second week in September. This week is going to look more like that, with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, might touch 90 by the weekend. But so far this month, we've had 7 days where the temperature's been below average, 15 days where the temperature has been above average, and 3 days where it's been right where it should be. All right, here's what's going on at the surface. We're going to follow these arrows. They are flowing out and away from high pressure to the north. In fact, if you can look right here, there are arrows flowing out and away over southern Missouri, and there are arrows flowing out and away across southern Arkansas into northwest Louisiana, or the Arklatex and the Arklamis. So there is high pressure right here with a little bit of an east wind across Oklahoma, across the Red River, and then here in East Texas, it is a northeast wind. And there is not a cloud in the sky. And tonight, an opportunity to look for Jupiter in opposition, so it ought to be very bright in the nighttime sky overnight. We head toward morning. There are a few showers that try to approach the Oklahoma Panhandle. They fall apart. And then look what's happening Wednesday. You might have seen that cloud shield making it as far west as Mobile, Alabama. That is off of Hurricane Ian, as it is due to make landfall in Florida sometime Wednesday evening. We'll look at that with a little more detail coming up here in just a second. But through Thursday, we may not see any cloud cover at all. We'll have cool mornings, sunny afternoons, and at times it will be breezy. For instance, tomorrow, we've got east to northeast winds sustained at about 8 to 11 miles an hour, maybe up to 12 miles an hour, gusting at times closer to 18 miles an hour. So it brings to mind the threat of some grass fires. We're a little concerned about that because over the next 7 days, not a stitch of rain is showing up in the forecast. There's a little reinforcing front that will come through Thursday, but there's not enough moisture for that front to work with, so it will likely pass dry. So the current drought index, when it is released on Thursday, the new drought index, may expand the abnormally dry area to the east a little bit. It may enhance that moderate drought over parts of Anderson and Henderson County and parts of Smith and Cherokee County. This may go back into the severe drought area. Meantime, areas farther to the east, I think, again, could fall into that abnormally dry area in terms of moisture. Forecast fire danger then for tomorrow, thanks to the breezy north winds at times, the drying soils, the drying vegetation that's on the ground, some leaves now starting to fall. So we've got a high to very high threat for grass fire tomorrow across parts of East Texas, from Rains County through Van Zandt County all the way down to Houston County. And then this area in yellow, that's the high fire danger rating, from Mount Pleasant to Gilmer to Longview to Jacksonville to Lufkin. We go into this orange area, and that's very high, and that does include Tyler. So if you are out at Tyler State Park tomorrow and you have plans for a campfire, please, if you can, I would hold off on that just because of this very high fire danger. And then down in Sabine County, also very high fire danger. You come to the east a little bit farther, again, soils are wetter over here in Marion County, Harrison County, Rusk County, Nacogdoches County, and so it is a moderate fire danger rating for tomorrow. But we do not find any low fire danger rating across all of East Texas on Tuesday. Next 10 days, wonderful weather. I mean, the upside to this is just the pleasant afternoon sunshine, upper 80s tomorrow and Wednesday. Reinforcing front here Thursday, drops us into the lower 80s on Thursday and Friday. Mid-80s, I should say, on Friday, Saturday. Back to the upper 80s by Sunday, lower 90s Monday, Tuesday, and upper 80s Wednesday and Thursday as we get closer to the second weekend of October. That first weekend of October warming up. Second weekend of October trying to indicate or hint at better chances for rain October 7th and 8th. All right, let's turn our attention to Hurricane Ian. Our hurricane with winds right now sustained 85 miles an hour. That was of early Monday afternoon. Gusts up to 100 miles an hour, and it was moving to the north-northwest at 13 miles an hour. And it appears to be going through some sort of intensification. It's sort of cycling here. You'll see these convective bands in that bright pink. They fade away, but a new one shaping up on the southwest side. So as we track Ian now, it's a Category 1 hurricane right now, forecast to become a Category 2 hurricane this evening with winds at 105 miles an hour. By Tuesday evening at 8 p.m., it may become a Category 4 storm here southwest of Fort Myers and Naples, Florida, and then trying to move toward Tampa and the Tampa Bay area Wednesday morning to Wednesday evening, and then into the Panhandle Thursday morning as still a Category 1 hurricane, and then becoming extra tropical as it moves into Georgia with heavy rainfall because it slows down later this week thanks to high pressure that's sitting right on top of us. So Category 2 storm just west of Tampa, and then becomes a tropical storm, I should say, as it moves inland and eventually an extratropical low. All right, let's take a look at the probability of having at least 40-mile-an-hour winds. And these could go all the way up to hurricane strength. But this is the probability of having at least 40-mile-an-hour winds. We'll start Tuesday morning, and we'll just let this play out through Thursday into Friday. And you'll notice the Tampa area and Fort Myers and Tampa, Sarasota, that is an 80 to 90% chance that they are going to have at least tropical storm force winds into those areas, with perhaps the strongest wind staying just offshore. But then you have to factor in the storm surge here that could be 6 to 10 feet. So the areas could have flooding, some wind damage, but the main primary bullseye right now is this Tampa area at Naples, Fort Myers, Sarasota, Tampa, and then maybe even Ocala with a 70% chance of having some tropical storm force winds. So Ian right now a Category 1 storm. Next up would be Julia, then Carl, then Lisa. So we've suddenly gotten pretty active here when it comes to tropical storms in the Atlantic. All right, tonight here in East Texas, clear, 59 in Pittsburgh, 57 at Mount Pleasant, 57 over toward Linden. Jefferson and Marshall down into the upper 50s, around 57. Longview down to 55. Tyler right in the upper 50s, 59 to 60 degrees. Athens around 60. Palestine 57. And over Deep East Texas, a little cooler. We'll have starlit skies and temperatures in the mid 50s. 59 at Crockett, 57 at Center, 55 at Lufkin. High temperatures tomorrow into the low 80s, low to mid 80s. Pittsburgh could make it up to 84 with sunshine. 86 at Mineola, 88 at Tyler, Henderson up to 87, Jacksonville up to 86, Longview up to 88, Palestine up to 88, and Athens up to 86. And then in Deep East Texas, we're looking at similar highs with sunshine and highs in the upper 80s. All right, here's your Baylor Scott and White Texas Spine Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. So upper 80s next couple of days, then lower 80s for a stretch. But look at these morning lows, particularly Friday morning, 51. Some areas will easily fall into the 40s. Friday morning, Saturday morning, and perhaps even Sunday morning. And then we're back to the 90s by early next week. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus. Have a great night.